just 30% of Nifty.
Okay.
So how are you playing the banking sector? Through large cap banks or through the private or the smaller banks? Because in the smaller banks, suddenly you're seeing a lot of deals happening. So what's your take there?
So I think it's going to be a mix, because further what we do typically from the portfolio construction perspective, we divide across various segments. So for example, housing finance is one segment which we like the most.
Okay.
So we continue to hold their NBFCs, correct?
Okay.
Corporate bank is going to see revival because corporate credit growth is going to revive. So the three large banks deserves the attention, am I right? And then of course even MFI space is going to see turnaround from now, because that is the worst hit segment. And I think there might be one or two very interesting plays within MFI space. So you have to look at sector by sector, each segment you need to look at it and play selectively within bank.
Okay.
You cannot just play banking as a sector, but even within that you need to be the right selective, because then you can create much higher alpha.
Yeah, but it's phenomenal, right, Nimesh? The
Absolutely.
kind of deal flow that we've seen,
Yeah.
Yes Bank, Sammaan Capital, RBL, Federal today, and who knows, maybe it's still not over.
Nimesh says
It's
it's
still
more
not
store.
It's still not over, but just to put into context on the numbers as well, $7 billion is what the banking sector has seen in terms of M&A transactions only in this year, in this calendar year, not even this year, in this calendar year. So I'll start with Federal Bank. Today's announcement, Blackstone is putting in close to 6,200 crores. They're buying 9.9% via warrants, so that was one big deal. But the mother of all deal was RBL Bank. It was speculated for a very long time. Finally, it's official. 60%, a controlling stake is bought by NBD of Emirates. So that's again a big transaction. 26,000 crores is what NBD is putting into RBL Bank. So that's a big transaction. Sammaan Capital, you've seen a big reaction and a re-rating in Sammaan Capital as well. Even there, we've seen IHC now investing close to 41%. They've announced an open offer as well. So that's a big transaction there. Almost 8,500 crores is invested. So big transaction. Yes Bank, we all know. IDFC Bank was also a very interesting deal. Couple of private equity investors got into IDFC First Bank as well at around 60 rupees. They put in close to 9.9%. So big transactions. $7 billion is the amount. But as we all have been speculating, this is not. Maybe this is just a beginning. You may probably hear some more deals in the financial space in the weeks and months to come. So, Rajesh, we briefly spoke about private banks, NBFCs, but within these 5-6 names that I mentioned, anything that stands out after the deal is announced now, and most of them are getting capital for growth.
Yeah.
For instance, RBL Bank,
True.
They were not in trouble, no asset quality issues, just pure 28,000 crores will be available for growth. Similarly, for Federal Bank, the ratios were quite strong, still they've raised money. Anything that stands out for you within these 5-6 names? I
think the biggest difference, if you look at 5 years back when the banking was really doing very well, and today when you are looking at these deals, most of these deals are between 1 time to 1.3 times price to book, which is not, in a way, it is not good. I mean, of course, there are positive side of it, but then there is a negative side of it, right? Because if you raise money at 3 times price to book, that's what people used to buy banks for, because the raw material is, getting the funding, am I right? So if you get it 3 times price to book, your ROE keeps going up.
Right.
Moment you dilute anything near to 1 time, your ROE will take very long time to improve. So of course, you get the credit line, which is huge, which is good. Your capital adequacy ratio will improve, which is definitely very good. But at the same time, for we as a shareholder, ultimately what we need ROE and ROA.
Yeah.
And that ROE, we need to buy at right price to book.
Right, absolutely.
Right? So if your dilution is very frequent and large at a suboptimal price to book, correct? Then it is okay-ish kind of thing from the real shareholders' value.
Correct. I guess that is why a lot of investors